Hello and welcome to another episode on Inside Out. Today I'm going to speak to someone who's very special on Sri Lanka cricket. The tournament committee chairman, executive member, a former first class player, Mr. Samantha Dodanwela. Samantha, good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Maha, for inviting me.
Straight away I'm going to ask him, there's a huge talk about the National Super League which is going to happen very soon. Samantha, would you like to elaborate how it's going to happen and when it's going to start?
Well, National Super League is going to be a very important tournament for Sri Lanka cricket as well as to the players. Why I say this, selectors will pick players for national representation through this tournament. Or, they will look at the performance of the National Super League and then they will decide whom to pick for national duty. Basically, earlier we called this the provincial tournament, where we have revamped the entire system. We have renamed the tournament to call it National Super League, and we have made it into 5 clusters, namely Kandy, Galle, Colombo, Dambulla and Jaffna. We have taken all 26 clubs who are taking part in the major club tournament and have clustered.
Does that include the A team, the domestic, the development squads, the emergings? All these teams will be based on this performance as well?
Absolutely. The national selectors will pick players from the National Super League. There is a very important message that I have to give across to the players. Basically, you will be encouraged to perform better in the club tournament, major club tournament, to get selected to the National Super League, and then from National Super League, the national selectors will pick them to the national representation. So you'll be encouraging the youngsters to come into the club system, play good cricket, perform, and then get into the National Super League.
I think that's a good way of going forward. I think personally, being someone who has come through the system, knowing a system in place always helps the team. So I think I have to congratulate you and the committee for getting this sorted. I think it's been spoken for a long time.
Absolutely.
Finally, we are getting something going as well. And also, the domestic calendar used to be somewhere from September to April in the past.
Yes.
But now it's going to be changed, as I was told.
Yes, Ma. In the past, what we did was we had the calendar based on the financial year, that is from April going to March, whereas now it will be on the calendar month, where we conclude all the tournaments conducted by Sri Lanka cricket during the year.
Yeah, that's basically from January to November. Even LPL will be part of it.
Absolutely.
And the NSL, the club tournament might come in. The emerging tournament will be parallel with the NSL, which is going to happen as well. So I think overall, the cricketers in Sri Lanka, the budding cricketers who are going to come up, will have a great say in a selection coming in. And also, when it comes to the impetus of the new structure, Samantha, I'm sure you'd have spoken in detail with your committee. What do you expect in return from the players, and when it comes to the domestic level, the intensity level? How much it will be more competitive when you come to club tournament? We know 2016 plays. NSL is going to be 5 teams only, so it's going to be very competitive. How would you rate that ratio?
Yeah, basically earlier the club system was the main tournament to pick players for national duty. They had the provincial tournament, but there was no ownership towards any cluster or any group. By introducing this National Super League, and when you pick players from clubs to the clusters, and those players will know for the next 5 years that they'll be representing this cluster. Therefore, they will have that ownership or the bond towards the cluster, like we know when you play for a club. So when you play for a club, you knew that you're playing for the club, you had sort of a bond towards the club, and then you continue to play for the same club. You had the passion for cricket, and you continue with the same club, until you retire. Most of the players have retired while playing for single club, but there are players who have migrated to a club to another. But with this system, what we intend doing is to ensure this cluster will remain for the next 5 years or maybe 10 years.
So basically, loyalty will be.
Absolutely, loyalty is the word actually. Yes.
Okay. And also, Samantha, 5 teams you said has been clustered in 26 club teams have been clustered into 5 teams, which comes to goal and stuff. How have you clustered it? Like, how would you have chosen for Jaffna who's going to be, Kandy who's going to be in those teams?
Yeah, basically, first what we did was we wanted to have uh, 5 main clubs on top of those groups, where we wanted to call those clubs as center of excellence. So then we introduce a point system, how we are going to place those clubs in those on the top, on the top of the group. We had about 7 criteria that we introduced according to the infrastructure availability of those clubs. We categorized those 26 clubs into 5 groups, and the main 5 clubs with the highest number of points that they have achieved was made the center of excellence of each group.
But basically, and also just to round it up, it's like a team, 5 club teams in, let's say, for example, Jaffna. If a player can't find a place in the NSL playing for one of those clubs, he has to go to a different club and try his luck in a different team to get into NSL. Is that the way forward?
Absolutely. So that is why I said, when this system is there for 5 years, most of the players whom if they feel that they are finding it difficult to get into that particular cluster, they will migrate from that club to another club where they could get into the National Super League. So within about 3 years, everything will settle down, and we will have a very good competition. All 5 clusters will be at same strength, same level of competition will have, and then you will create competition amongst the players, and from there they could move forward and represent the country.
So basically, the players have to be smart as well, knowing which club to play to get into NSL. NSL, as Samantha mentioned, is going to be the selection big. And every team in Sri Lankan cricket, when it comes to national team, the A teams, the emergings, everything is going to be based on NSL performances.
Absolutely.
So Samantha, finally, we were told 50 overs going to be start, the one days. And when does that happen? And what's the plan after the 1 days? Is it the 4-day, the T20 coming up? Would you like to elaborate?
Yes. Firstly, we will conduct the limited over tournament, the 50 over tournament of the NSL. It will go on for about 5 weeks. No sooner that is completed, we will get on with the National Super League 4-day tournament. So that will go on till end April. So once that is over, we will with the National Super League, emerging tournament will be played concurrently. So when I say emerging tournament, it's the formerly under 24 tournament or under 23 tournament. So this year what we have done is, we have made it under 24. We allow 9 players of under 24 players, and we are allowing 2 players over 24 and below 28. That is to ensure that the youngsters will be able to blend with 2 senior players and get their experience as well.
And also, just to ask one more question on that. In case if an NSL team, now we know that Sri Lanka cricket national team is going to have a lot of cricket, as well as A team is going to have a lot of cricket. In case of opening comes in NSL with the players, so much players getting involved in the A team and the national team, any of these emerging players could replace in those teams?
Absolutely, it is up to the selectors. So if I want to say something, if I'm going to say something about the selection, like in the LPL, every cluster will have the head coach and the support staff. So the coaches along with the national selectors will pick the players. So if they want to pick somebody from the youth tournament or the emerging tournament, they can do that and then bring them into the National Super League.
Wonderful initiative brought by the tournament committee as well as Sri Lanka cricket when it comes to changing the domestic structure. I think it's been wanting for a long time, and finally it's going to happen. So Samantha, as always, nice talking to you. It's very, very in detail we spoke about this tournament, because I've been asked so many questions. I'm pretty sure all the viewers will get to know what's coming soon for them. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much.
So that's me, Farviz Maroof with Samantha Dodanwela, signing off for another episode on Inside Out.